Okay, Siyata Dishmaya, we are here in Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav, Lo'avei To'atecha. Zat Hashem. We're going to be starting a new chavura here, hopefully 4 times a week, going into the teachings of the biggest groups in the world causing the Tshuva movement. Chabad and Breslov, we're learning from the sources. And B'ezrat Hashem will be going through the Tanya, slowly, intentionally, and trying to get a lot out of it for day to day, and a lot of information also to fill up the gaps. And also B'ezrat Hashem, we'll try to go through Likutei Halachot and get some gems from Reb Nachman and from Rabbi Natan of Breslov. So B'ezrat Hashem, let's get started with the Tanya. Akdamat HaMelaket. Akdamat HaMelaket. The Melaket obviously is Rav Shneur Zalman, Liadi, the founder of the Chabad movement, student of the Maggid Mezrich, and Rabbi Menachem Mendel Vitebsk. And in his humility, even though he's already a big tzaddik at this point, Akdamat HaMelaket, the gatherer. There's another depth to this too, that Rav Itzhak explains that really, what does it mean Melaket? Because there's nothing new after the Zohar and after the Arizal, everything was already there. The koach of the tzadikim is to be able to gather those teachings and give you now to focus on, here's one thing from the Zohar. Here's a collection of things that the Zohar and the Arizal said, and here's the adracha here's the day-to-day application of those things. So that's the likut that we're going into, right? Classically, the Tanya is called Likutei Amarim. So Likutei Amarim, right? It's a collection of sayings, of words. And we're going to get into it, what is exactly here in this Akdama, but in general, this book was put together, he's going to say it here in the introduction, but we're saying now already, this book was put together in order to answer on all the questions that a person could have in Avodat Hashem. Many tzadikim say that this is the first book a person should read if they're really trying to take Chassidut seriously, to understand what is the soul, what's going on here. And B'ezrat Hashem, we'll get into it. Shalom Aleichem, Achi. What's your name? Rafael? Nice. Eliyahu. Nice to meet you.
Do the videos, right?
Awesome. Yeah. Here, you're in the middle of one right now. V'hi geret hashlucha lichlalut anshe shlomenu. This book is going out to all of the people, anshe shlomenu, right? It's a classic Hasidic saying, Anash, anshe shlomenu. So really you would think, okay, wait, so this book is being written for Chabadnikim? Yes and no. Right? Why? Because obviously when a Rebbe writes a book, he's writing it for whoever wants to connect to him.
Yeah.
What does that mean to be connected to a Rebbe? That's already a different thing. So do you have to be a Chabadnik to read this book? No. Is this book only for Chabadnikim? No. But do you have to want to receive from the Lubavitcher, from the Lubavitcher Rebbe's, the Rebbe's of Lubavitch, including the Baal Tanya? Yes. If you want anything out of this book, you have to at least be willing to be called Anshe Shlomenu, part of the group that this book was written for, that they wanted to share this light with. Yishmerem tzuram yichazkem, Hashem should guard them and strengthen them. Alechem ishi mikra, I'll call out to you. Shim'u elai rodfei tzedek u'mevakshei Hashem. Listen to me, those who are seeking out justice and righteousness and seeking out Hashem. Vayishma alechem Elohim migadol v'ad katan. Hashem will listen to all of you, from the small and to the great ones. If you're seeking out to connect to Hashem, Hashem always answers. Hashem will open up the paths. If you're trying to find ways to come closer, they're there for you. Kol anshe shlomenu de midiratenu smuchot shela. The people here in our town and the people in the villages close. Ish al mekomo yavo l'shalom v'chaim ad ha'olam netzach sela v'ed amen ken yeh ratzon. Each one of us, we're trying to get in. We're trying from each one from our own level, right? To the great ones, to the small ones. We're all trying to connect. We're all in the Shemot trying to come closer to Hashem. הנה מודעת זאת, כי מרגלה בפומי דין שבכל אנשי שלומנו לאמור. It's known that it's a common saying in amongst our people, amongst the Chassidim, כי אינה דומה שמיעת דברי מוסר לראייה וקריאה בספרים. Hearing the words of Musar is not the same as reading it for yourself in a book. Each person, when they come to a book, when they approach a book, they're coming as who they are. Each one of us has our own klipot. We have our own yediot. We have our things that we know, things that are blocking us, things that we're going through. Everything that we've been through in life. When we're looking at a book, we approach it with our limited mind. And it's either we connect or we don't connect. It's either it works for us or it doesn't. It's either there's light there for us or there's not. If a tzaddik wrote it, though, there's for sure light in there. But when you're reading it yourself, it's how you approach it. It's how you come to it. When you read according to how you're used to reading, how your mind works. According to as much as you can grasp as you are there in that moment. If the person's mind and their connection is all messed up, all confused, and they're walking through their avodat Hashem in a sense of darkness, then you're barely going to be able to see the light that's hidden inside those books. Right? When we fall to Averot, or we look at this world too much, or we seek out different things outside of Kedusha, so that starts to become attractive to our hearts, to our eyes. What's the problem with that? Because if you start to go after what your eyes see and what your heart feels, after a while you're going to want to do tshuva, because it's always disappointing. It might be fun now, but after a while it's going to be, right? It's going to be less attractive. And then at that point you're going to want to do tshuva. But when you look back inside the Torah, it's not there for you. It's not attractive because your eyes and your heart are attracted to other things. You should be, at your nature, you're meant to be attracted, but there's klipot, there's things that are covering up your heart, they're covering up your eyes, and it doesn't let you to see it. The light that's inside the books, inside the words of the tzadikim, is matok. It's sweet. It's a sweet light. It's good for your eyes. It heals your souls. Uvar miden. Another reason, in a sifrei ira, all the books of irat shamayim, of musar, what's called the books of ethics, habnuim al pi sechel enoshi bevadai enan shavin lechol nefesh. A human written book about self-help or whatever it is. Obviously, it doesn't affect everybody. It's not, if you don't have ADHD, what are you going to do with an ADHD book? Understand 2 lines out of it, apply, okay, but that book was written for a certain type of people. Why? Because it's all human intellect. Not everybody's mind is the same. Not everybody can understand the same depths. What turns you on is not necessarily what's going to be doing it for me. We're all different. We all work differently. Like the Chachamim said, we have a special bracha when we have 600,000 Jews together. Baruch atah Hashem, Chacham HaRazim. Chacham HaRazim. Chacham is, right, the wise. Razim are secrets. Raz in Hebrew is secret. Raz is gematria or, light. We bless Hashem that He's Chacham HaRazim. Hashem is Chacham, He knows everything. He is knowledge, like the Rambam says. But what secrets does He know? The secrets of each of those 600,000 souls that are standing there together. Each one, what's going on in their mind, what they went through, everything that they've ever thought, seen, done, the good, the bad, the ugly. Chacham HaRazim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you know it all, you can see it all. There's 600,000 neshamot here, and each single individual one, you know everything about them. That's the bracha we make to Hashem. And each one of them, they're not equal, right? Each person there is different, and Hashem knows it all. Like the Ramban said, the Rambam says, Ish asher ruach bo, it was said about Yoshua, right? We wanted a leader that has ruach inside of him. He has a spirit inside of him. The Sifri says, what's ruach bo? She'achol la'aloch neged rucho shel kol echad ve'echad. And he's able to deal with each person's different makeup, each person's different spirit. A leader in Am Yisrael, like Moshe, like Yoshua, has to be able to deal with all of the neshamot. And each person's different. So you have to be able to navigate all of these different people. אלא אפילו בספרי עירה, אשר יסודם בהרי קודש, מדרשי חז"ל, רוח השם דיבר בם ומילתו על לשונם. Even inside the books of Kiddusha, like the Tanya, Likutei Moharan, all the Maharal books, Derech Hashem, Ramchal, all these books of the tzadikim, students of the Baal Shem Tov, and all the other tzadikim that we ever had throughout all the generations that came to teach us how to get more Yirat Shamayim and Musar and connect to Hashem in a higher level. All of them, even them, Hashem, the word of Hashem is filled up inside of them. V'oraita v'kutcha b'richu kula chad, Hashem and the Torah is one. וכל 60 ריבו כללות ישראל בפרטיהם עד ניצוץ קל שבקלים ופחותי הערך שבעמנו בני ישראל כולהו מתקשרן באורייתא. All 600 souls of Israel, all of the souls of Israel are connected and rooted inside the Torah. Even the lowest of the neshamot has a shorish inside the Torah. It's a known thing, right? Israel is the letters Yesh 60 ריבו אותיות לתורה. There is 600,000 letters in the Torah. There's 600,000 souls in Am Yisrael. So Am Yisrael, we all rooted inside the Torah. That's why Reb Nachman says it's very, very important not to have hatred against the Jew. Because if you hate a Jew, that means you hate an ot in the Torah. And the Torah is the name of Hashem. If you have a problem with the Jew, you have a problem with the Torah, you have a problem with Hashem. If you have a problem with Hashem, you have a problem with the Torah, you have a problem with the Jews. It's one. However, whatever that means, and however much we manage to understand that. But what he's saying here is that we all find our source in the Torah. And the Zohar teaches us that the Torah Kedosha, because we each have a root inside of it, the Torah has the ability to connect us all to Hashem. What that means, the Tanya is saying, that means when the Zohar says that the Torah connects us, is that means in a general way, there's 600,000 souls to Israel, there's 600,000 letters in the Torah, and together it connects those souls to Hashem, in general. And in the Torah, the way we understand it, there's that said about the cloud, but that also means on the prat. And if it's on the prat, then it's on the prat of the prat, right? Whatever, a general rule can also be implied to the individual. That doesn't mean everybody knows their individual place in the Torah. So yes, the Torah has the ability to connect you back to Hashem and to wake you up. But what if you even don't know where to look? You have no idea where you're rooted, and what's your individual avodah.
But there's one question: is if it's 600,000, and now there's more
people.
Yes.
Yeah, and even if you look inside the Torah, there's not even 600,000 letters. There's 305,000. So it goes both ways, right? There's many more neshamot and there's much less letters. I mean, there's a lot of or and there's not so many kelim. Really, how does it work? The truth is that Hebrew letters are made up of other letters. There's many ways that Chazal prove that there is 600,000 in the 305,000. So there's ways to explain the letters. And the souls, really, there's 600,000 souls inside the body of Am Yisrael. And each soul sparks off, and little sparks are what we're made up of. Right? So that's why you see sometimes you have a person that has nothing to do with their family. Like their parents, their siblings, like kilu, like they're the mamash, the black sheep, as if they were adopted. They're not really. They're related. They could even look the same, but inside they're like a completely different person, because not from the same shorish. And then he meets a group of friends, or his wife and her family, and it's like exact same. It's kilu. Where have you guys been my whole entire life? It couldn't be more similar. Shorish neshama. Right? And sometimes you see a person and you don't want anything to do with him. He didn't do anything wrong. It's not the vibe. Different shorashim. We have to get over all of those things, right? But there's something to it. So the 600,000 souls is how many souls there are. And those souls are mitchalkim, divide up into the millions of Jews that we have. Obviously, those also, again, what is 600,000 in the Torah? It's only the men between 20 to 60. It's not even the women and the children. There's millions of people. It's just 600,000 men. But that represents the Kabbalistic side of 600,000 Nishmot Yisrael, souls of Israel. And we see again, there's a lot of machloket on the number of how many people passed away in the Holocaust. I'm not even getting into the machloket, but what's the number that the whole world accepts? 6 million, which is just, it's one more zero. It's but the same Indian. It's the same Indian. So the Torah was given to all of us, but we don't all know our own specific path. So too, you go inside the Torah, inside the Gemara, inside Shulchan Aruch, all these different places, and you see machloket back here. This one says this one says that. Velu ve'elu divrei Elohim chaim. These are both the words of a living God. Lashon rabim, Elohim chaim. You could have said Elohachai. Why? Because, yes, most of these opinions, multiple. Hashem makor chaim lenishmot Yisrael hanichlakot. It's the source. At the source, they're all rooted in one. Yeah, they separate when they come down here, but they're all rooted in one. Derech klal lishlosha kavin. All these souls come down into the world. Yamin u'smol ve'emtza. Chesed is the right side. Gvura is the left side. Emtza, the middle side, is tiferet. If people that are more loving, they're more natural to be matir. And then there's people that are more inside of gvura, they'll be more strict and machmir. You have people that are in the middle. Different souls. ונשמות ששורשן ממידת החסד, הנהגתם גם להטות כלפי חסד, להקל, כנודע, כל שכן וקל וחומר, בנסתרות להשם אלוקינו דהינון דחילו ורחימו. Right, the ideas of Kabbalah and Chassidut, which involve more yira and ahava, דבמוחה וליבה, לכל אחד ואחד לפום שיעור דליה. Everybody, right, in your each mind, you understand the concepts of love and awe differently. Everyone's different. Lefuma de mishaer belibe. Everyone according to what they understand and what they can measure. In the gates, right, in their own hearts, what can you hold? What can you understand? כמו שכתוב בזוהר הקדוש על הפסוק, נודע בשערים בעלה. What the Zohar says about the pasuk, נודע בשערים בעלה, that the Baal, the husband, who is it? Kadosh Baruch Hu. נודע בשערים בעלה. How is the husband known? בשערים, in the gates. The Zohar says, no, b'shiurim, shiurei dilei. How much is Hashem known? As much as you can measure it in your own heart. How much of it can you grasp in your own heart? That's as much as Hashem is known. Noda b'sharim ba'ala. Where do we say that every week? Eshet Chayil. Ach b'yoda'ai u'mekirai ka'amena. But the Admor is saying, I'm talking to the people that I do know them, and I know them, I know them well. Hem kol echad ve'echad man'anshei shlomenu b'shebedimnatenu v'smuchot shela. Everybody that's here in our land, and the land's close to it. Asher haya dibur shel chiba matzui benenu. The words of chiba, of endearment, were found amongst us. Right, when people used to come for yechidut, for one-on-one with the Rebbe, have long, deep conversations with him. Words of love. He knows them. He saw them. He knows where they're going to. They revealed to me all of the secrets of their heart, everything that they're going through, everything that's going on in the heart, in their mind. So now, everything that we went through in those yechidut sessions, the one-on-ones that the people used to come to the Tanya, to the Baal Tanya with, and open their hearts and talk about things in Avodat Hashem, that's all getting now written down in this book called the Tanya. And Nikaim b'Shem Likutei Amarim. It's originally called Likutei Amarim. Melukati mipi Sfarim umipi Sofrim. K'zoshei Elyon nishmatam Eden. So here, mipi Sfarim. Sfarim, that's the Maharal. The Maharal, the Ramban, all the Kabbalah that came before the Baal Shem. That's the Sfarim. Sofrim, that's the Baal Shem. Sofrim Kedoshei Elyon, that's the Baal Shem. That's the Maggid Mezrich. It's from Menachem Mendel Vitebsk. Because he already received closer to them. So everything here is based off of something. Like we said before, the likutim. Why is it a leket? Because everything's really just a leket. Even if you had chidushim, where'd you get those chidushim from? After a long time of learning, it's very rare that you get a pure chidush, right? So here too, in his anava, which he does have chidushim, and he has amazing Torahs in pshat, in halacha, in very deep ideas, Shulchan Aruch Harav, right? There's a whole entire klalim of Torah, of Ilchot Torah. The Tanya has an amazing book on it. So he had it, but again, humble. This is coming from places, this is coming rooted. המפורסמים אצלנו, וקצת מהם נרמזים לחכימים. Right? באגרות הקודש מרבותינו שבארץ הקודש תיבנה ותיכונה במהרה בימינו. Right? All the students of the Magid, right? The Menachem Mendel Vitebsk made Aliyah. Menachem Mendel Vitebsk was the last Rebbe of the Tanya, and he made Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, and he first came to Pekin, and Pekin, he wanted to have their Moshav Chaklai, agricultural settlement where they would learn Torah half a day and work half a day. And then it didn't really work out. The Satan came to him and told him, if you do this, I'll drop everything in the world and focus only on you. So then he went to Tzfat Kodesh here. And here in Tzfat, he was, every night he couldn't sleep because he could hear the malachim singing, the angels singing. And he couldn't handle it. He loved it, but it was too much for him. And then he moved to Tveria. And Tveria, it was chill. He was able to do his avodat Hashem and without being bothered too much. And he's just telling us now, right? This is all coming from tzadikim. וקצתם שמעתי מפיהם הקדוש ביותם פה עמנו. Some of them I heard here, saying before they made here. Where's here? In Europe, before Rabbi Menachem Mendel Vitebsk made Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. וכולם מהן תשובות על שאלות רבות אשר שואלים בעצה כל אנשי שלומנו במדינתנו תמיד כל אחד לפי ערכו. What's inside this book? All the different things that we talked about in Yechidut and 101s and the Fabrengens, all the different things that came up. Any topic that could go up on your heart, in Avodat Hashem, we're here to bring it out in this book. Lashit etzot benafsham ba'avodat Hashem. To give the people the advice that they're needed in Avodat Hashem. Liot ken en azman gra ma'od. The time doesn't allow us for too much more. Lashiv lekol echad ve'echad al she'elato b'pratut. To answer each person's individual questions. וגם השכחה מצויה על כן רשמתי כל התשובות על כל השאלות למשמרת לאות להיות לכל אחד ואחד לזיכרון בין עיניו. There's forgetfulness, time, writing it. Things get forgotten, things get missed and lost. So in order to collect all of these answers so we have them and they don't get lost, here we have, right? Lizikaron ben einav. For remembering in between your eyes. Where else do we have that? Tefillin, right? Lizikaron ben einecha. ולא ידחוק עוד להיכנס לדבר עמי ביחידות. Don't push anymore for one-on-one meetings with the Rebbe. כי בהן ימצא מרגוע לנפשו והעצה נכונה לכל דבר הקשה עליו בעבודת השם. If you read this book, any questions that you would have brought to me in יחידות, the Rebbe says, you're going to find it here. נכון יהיה ליבו בטוח בהשם גומר בעדנו. You have to just trust in Hashem. Trust in Hashem that everything I need is written in here. If I have a question, it's in the Tanya. It's known. The tzadikim that write in Ruach HaKodesh, Mamash, anybody can step into their books, right? It's not like he said before in human written self-help books, like we said before, if I don't have ADHD, what is your book going to help me? But when a book is written in Ruach HaKodesh, if you believe you can find something out of there, it was written with all of Nishmot Yisrael in mind, so you definitely can. ומי שדעתו קצרה להבין דבר העצה מתוך קונטרס אלו, whoever's mind is too constricted, right, is having a hard time to try to get something out of this that they need in their עבודת השם, יפרש שיחתו לפני הגדולים, שבעירו והם יבוננו. Go talk to the teachers, to the tzadikim, to the chachamim in your city. Talk to them about the things that you're going through. Shalom aleichem achi. What's your name?
Laser.
Laser. Nice to meet you. Eliyahu.
Nice to meet
So if you're reading the Tanya and you're not getting out what you need to get out of it, go to the Chachamim, go to the people that around you, and go talk it out. They'll be able to explain it to you. And the truth is, there's not only the Chachamim. Every one of us understands Torah in a different way. And every one of us has different insights into the Torah. Sometimes a conversation with a friend is enough, right? This is the whole idea of the Farbrengen. The Farbrengen wasn't meant to be a shiur. It was meant to be, let's have one topic that we're talking about, right? But we're friends. Let's talk about it on Gove Enaim, and eye level conversation about this topic. Very focused. We're not just drinking. We want to talk about this topic, but as friends. But what comes out of that? That your friend is a chacham where you're not a chacham. And you're a chacham where he's not. And it trades off. And now you're talking, so you're struggling with this one idea, but you bring it now in sichat chavarim. You bring it up with a chacham, you bring it up with a tzaddik, with your Rav. And now you're getting the darkei avodah, you're getting the ways to apply it. ועליהם ביקשתי שלא לשום יד לפה, להתנהג בענווה ושפלות של שקר חס ושלום. Right? The Tanya is saying, I'm making a request that the Chachamim don't play like, I don't know the Tanya, I never learned it. I don't know these holy books. Just learn Gemara, learn Halacha. No, don't hide it. It's needed. This is needed in Avodat Hashem. Someone comes and asks you a question in spirituality. If you have an answer for them, answer. Obviously, you don't need to come up with stuff. We're not looking for fakes, right? But if you can give Eitzah on that advice, on that problem that he's having, you feel like you can give something towards it, open your mouth, share. We each have to be humble enough and true enough and aligned enough to know if we can or if we can't. But if you feel like you can answer it, go ahead. You know how bad the punishment is, or their consequences are for people that prevent others from learning. Nachman talks about this in Torah Bet, the Torah of Yanuka, Yemei Yanuka, that whoever prevents their student from serving them, from shimush, is like this momenea mimenu chesed, preventing from him to learn chesed. Chesed is alachot, the ways of life. You can't prevent a person from learning. V'godel ha-sachar mima'amar hazal pasuk me'ir enei shnehem Hashem. Also, those who do teach and do give the advice, they are me'ir enei shnehem Hashem. Hashem will illuminate both of their eyes. You want to give advice, you want to give Eitzah to help another friend, you're both going to get chizuk. Hashem will send you both what you need. Ki ye'ir Hashem panav elehem. One from your pnimiyut, it comes out as or pnei melech chayim, the light of a living Hashem. U'mechayeh chayim. It gives life to the living. Yizakenu v'chayenu leyamim asher lo yilmedu od ish et re'eu. We're praying and yearning for the days where we don't learn from one another. We don't have to sit here like this where I'm teaching, you guys are listening. We don't want that. You know that? It's a principle in Am Yisrael.
I didn't know that.
No more shiurim, no more chavrutas. We don't want that. Ki kulam yedu oti lemiktanam v'ad gdolam. Everyone will just know Hashem. From the biggest tzadikim to the smallest people, everyone in the world, including the goyim, are going to know Hashem. If you know, what's there to teach? That already is a different level. They'll know, they have the relationship, they'll be there. Ki mele'a haaretz de'a et Hashem, k'mayim le'yam mechasim, amen ken yeh ratzon. The whole entire world will be filled up with consciousness, with God consciousness. And that's what we're waiting for. והנה אחר שנתפשטו הקונטרסים הנזכרים לאל בקרב כל אנשי שלומנו נזכרים לאל. After all these books spread out to the whole entire people surrounding where he is, לאל בהעתקות רבות מידי סופרים שונים ומשונים, הנה על ידי ריבוי העתקות שונות רבו כמו רבו הטעותי ספרים במאוד מאוד. The nature was back then, right, with limited printing. People copied books. And books that are Kabbalistic books, written in Rashi Tevot, without understanding the whole thing. And the book is a new book. So there's many mistakes. ולזאת, therefore, נדבה רוחם של אנשים אפרתים. There's important people that הנקובים הנזכרים לאל מעבר לדף, לטרוח בגופם ומעודם להביא את הקונטרסים הנזכרים לאל. ספר טניה לבית הדפוס מנוקים מכל שיג. People donated their time, their effort, their money to make sure that we can now clarify the whole entire Tanya and print it in a print house without any problems, anything bad inside of it, completely cleared. V'tautei sofrim mugayim eitev. All the mistakes that were made before have been edited properly, very, very well. V'amena lefa'ala tava ishar hela. Shar koach, shkoyach, says the Baal Tanya. Liot ki mikra male diber hakatuv, aru mesig gevul re'eu. Cursed is Masig Gvul Re'eu, right? This is a play on words. Cursed is he who starts to encroach on his neighbor's boundaries, right? You can't, you have a fence between your property and your neighbor's property. You can't start to inch the fence slowly every few weeks, you know? Start to take another inch, soon he has no backyard. You can't do that. But here's the play on words. Sieg, is like a blemish. It's the mistakes that were in it. So he's saying here, Aru masig gvul re'eu. Cursed is he who puts blemishes, puts mistakes in the teachings of his friend. V'aru bo klala bo nidui chas v'shalom. He gets a nidui, his curses are all bad things. Al ken ki yehudi v'od likro ka'atena lemishdei guda rabba. So he's coming to forbid completely any mistakes and to twist these words in any way. Al ken המדפיסים שלא להדפיס קונטרסים הנזכרים לאל לא על ידי עצמם ולא על ידי גירא דלהון. No one is allowed to print the previous versions of the Tanya that were circulating. He put an end to everything that was. This is the official book. בלתי רשות הנוקבים הנ"ל משך 5 שנים מיום קלות הדפוס. 5 years, only one publisher. No one in the world is allowed to print the Tanya for 5 years. Just the original printers. Whoever listens will have pleasantness and get a beautiful blessing. So too the words of the compiler, Sefer Likutei Amarim Aniskar La'el. This is the words of the Tanya, the Baal Tanya, Rav Shneur Zalman of Liadi. The truth is that everything here in this book is coming to teach us the secret of Shema Yisrael, which is Yichud Ila'ah, and Baruch Shem Kevod Machuto, which is the Yichud Tata'ah, how things up there all make sense and it's all one, and how down here that's also true, even though I don't see it. That's what the book is going to teach us overall. In short, you can say the whole entire teachings of the Baal Tanya are Yichud Ila'ah, Yichud Tata'ah. Where do you get that from? Menachem and Vitebsk. We got it from the students of the Arizal. The students of the Ramban. The Arizal also talks about this, right? The Arizal begins telling you about how the beautiful lights of Hashem, and then the tzimtzum, the constriction, and then there's breaking of the vessels, all to come back to a rectified world. Same idea. It's all good. It all doesn't look good, and really that's all one. It's all just good. So B'ezrat Hashem, that was the introduction. We'll work through it more and more as we go, but for now we'll stop with the Tanya and transfer over to Rabbeinu Natan mi Breslev, B'ezrat Hashem.